And here we go. Alright, so he is deciding whether or not to go first. Oh, he chooses not to take a mulligan. This hand's pretty dirtily. I don't know that I can mull it, so I don't think I will. I like my top deck quite a bit. If he goes turn 1 duty bound dead, we could be in trouble, but... So that's okay. Plummet is a good card, so is Divine Verdict. Especially considering how few creatures this guy had to play. So he's going to sign and blood himself, which is fine. And I would like to hit a creature that I can play. No. Deadly Recluse last turn was a big source of card advantage. I got probably 3 cards out of his hand for the Deadly Recluse, which is really, really good. Right now we're just trying to ramp up the Sentinel Spider. So here he could have... Oh, he's got Bloodthorn Vampire again, which is fine. I'm not particularly worried about it. And I'm going to slam Roaring Privadox on 4 just to block it. So if he goes attack and drops a flyer, then that's fine. I don't want to use a removal spell on Bloodthorn Vampire. I really don't. You know, if he wants to trade two or three creatures for... Oh, he's got a Lana Shade. That's kind of a pain in the neck. That I will use a Divine Verdict on, absolutely. So I think what I'll do probably this turn is just leave up Divine Verdict mana. Instead of putting out my Roaring Privadox, which would just trade for his Bloodthorn, which would just block his Bloodthorn Vampire, I'm just going to kill his Lana Shade with Divine Verdict and then put Sentinel Spider down. I mean, Sentinel Spider is probably going to be bigger than anything he has, and Lana Shade is probably going to be one of the stronger features that he has inside his deck, aside from maybe Fire Elemental and things like that. So here he's got to know, if he attacks me with Lana Shade and goes no blocks, and he goes for pumps, I get him pretty good. And there's no way for him to give a Lana Shade hexproof, so I'm just going to take it and see what he does. Sure. So he's not going to do any more pumps, and I'm just going to take the Shade. I don't feel like being beaten to death by a, you know, just a pumper. You know, and if he has a flyer here like Bloodhunter Bat, yeah, I'm fine with that as well. Especially because I can kill it with Sentinel Spider, and in his colors he doesn't really have any solid options around that. If he has a removal spell, I get blown up pretty bad since I only have Roaring Privadox in my hand, but we're going to go ahead and hope he doesn't have a removal spell. Like, if he goes Murder here, yeah, if he goes turns to Slag, then that sucks. And so we're going to have to plummet his Bloodhunter Bat because he's going to get it with us, which sucks. As far as that goes, losing that creature sucks, but it is what it is. Continually drawing land also really hurts. Here I am going to have to go Roaring Privadox just as a blocker. If he wants to kill it, then that's fine. I still like my top deck versus his top deck. I feel like we have a lot of creatures, and right now we're sitting pretty even in terms of cards. Fire Elemental is fine as well. I don't foresee him doing that. Roaring Privadox bounces himself, and we get a Divine Verdict. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a land and cast Farseek. Getting a Plains. I'd like to play around Mind Rot too, so if he goes smash me with Fire Elemental alone, I still Divine Verdict it, and then I'm fine. Which would be the optimal play, is to smash with Fire Elemental alone here and get the Exalted trigger, since you're not getting any extra damage. I go like this, 2, 3, 4, he kills it. He doesn't have Fling because it doesn't exist in this set, so I basically give myself a bunch of HP. He plays a land. I put Primadox back down. I don't know what he could be have in his hand. Burn Spell maybe, that he wouldn't just play out there. Here he doesn't have an attack again. I mean, if he Mind Rots me, he gets double Forest. Primadox returns himself, play him back, and ship the turn. Unfortunately, this really doesn't do much for us, but our top deck is pretty live, and we have 8, 9, 10, 11 land, so we don't have a lot of land in our deck to draw. And I don't know what he could possibly have in his hand that he would be slow rolling like this. Maybe he doesn't want to attack into another removal spell or something. Anyway, I have Endless Prey Pods and whatnot. This way I can bounce Crusader of Odric and start applying pressure. A Bond Beetle or the Griffin would go a long way. Well, you can have my three forests if you really want. So he misses again on Mindclaw Shaman, which I like. I love seeing that. He could sacrifice 2 creatures to kill my Roaring Primadox on the attack, which would also be fine. If we hit a Bond Beetle here, we really get there. So I'm going to drop Crusader, prey upon his Mindclaw Shaman. And attack. I think he just goes block regen here. Unless he's got like a Searing Spear or something. Yeah, he's just gonna block regen. That's fine. I mean, I don't think he's attacking Bloodthrone Vampire into Crusader of Ordric anytime soon. If he was gonna remove something, I feel like he'd remove the Crusader so I wouldn't have an attack. Well, that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Acidic Slime would be, like, insane. If I pick up Acidic Slime, I'm gonna be really happy. Because he's got blockers for days. So now we're gonna play War of the Rings. I guess I could. Oh, he's got a artifact removal spell? He's just gonna kill my creature. Killing Crusader? I mean, if he kills Crusader... Oh, he's trying to turn to Slag. That's really funny. It's definitely a sorcery. I can attack, force him to tap out. That doesn't really mean anything to me. I think if I move my ring over to my Roaring Primadox here, I'm in a little bit better shape as well. Because now he kills my Roaring Primadox instead of my Crusader of Ordric. And the truth is I'd rather save my Crusader. I know that seems weird, but adding 1/1 tokens plus Crusader has a better upside. If he has the turn to Slag, it's gonna be pretty silly. So he can attack for 3, but he's not going to. I'm going to bounce Crusader. And draw something sweet. That is sweet. So play you. Play you. If I equip, he kills it, so I think I just wait. We can attack for free. He blocks regens. Okay. So he got a giant growth effect or something? And sack Duty Bound dead. Oh, he's got Krenko's Command. Oh no, he's got the regen ring. Herpa-derpa-derpa-derp. So I don't know what he has in his hand. I think it's a turn to Slag. Maybe it's a Searing Spear, but he tapped too much mana. So I don't know. Blade Dust Bore's kind of annoying. It will eventually just kill me. So here I say, okay. Bounce Deadly Recluse because I'm leaving it on the block. This is where a flyer would come like in really handy. Cower in Fear, which is fine. Oh, he's got a double Cower in Fear. That's fine. Play a Dustdale Worm, Forest. Play a Deadly Recluse, ship the turn, and I get to smash him for 7 trample. The 7/7 trample, which really embarrasses his regeners. Unless he has a removal spell for my Dustdale Worm, I feel like it's going to really hose him. If he does, I'm going to be sad. If this is a murder on my Dustdale Worm, I'll be very, very sad. Fuck, he's only got 16 cards left in his deck. I feel like we've gone a million turns without doing anything. There's always the chance he... Oh, he just lost connection. Well, I think he's gonna murder my creature. But I guess we will see. This game's turning out to be... I mean, this play here, the double Cower in Fear, is really incorrect, I think. You know, especially because like he could have got my Deadly Recluse with it, and it is instant, so why wouldn't he have done it before I bounced? Even in response to the bounce, I would have lost 2 creatures. He would have traded 2 for 2 instead of 1 for 2. I mean, he 2 for 1 himself, you know. I just have to hope that he doesn't have the murder. Because if he does have the murder, I'm going to be really sad. I really want to kill him with Dustdale Worm. I mean, it's the first time we've seen Dustdale Worm. We still have a 3rd round to play, and he's disconnected. We'll see how long it takes him to disconnect. I'll unpause when he gets back. Hey guys, sorry about that. As you can see, there's a substantial less time on the clock. My opponent either rage quit or couldn't stick with match and couldn't finish it. It sucks. It is what it is. You know. Oh well. So I guess I'll take this opportunity to talk about the draft altogether and talk about the cards we got to play and my impressions of. This will be my 7th. Hold on. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's been my 7th limited event playing M13. And I think probably the strongest I've felt so far is this deck or my blue, the white-black deck I played in the 2nd video. I feel like this deck had, not only did it have more answers, but it had a better overall tempo. Some of the drafts were, or some of the draws were a little bit strange. Like this draft, for example, we have very few creatures. I mean, we have 14, 15 creatures in the deck, and we have 4 or 5 creatures we have access to. But as you can see, one of the things that makes Swiss different is there tends to be a few more misplays, and generally the play tends to be a little bit worse. As well, the draft decks don't seem to be nearly as exceptional as, you know, say if you were watching 8-4s with the professional players who jump in 8-4 queues. I prefer to play Swiss. You know, it helps me learn the format, helps me find which cards I like, which cards I don't like, which cards my opponents are playing, etc. So there's that, which I guess has some relevance. I'm going to split the videos up this time a little bit differently, so they'll be per match, which you'll already know since this is it. But the overall impression of the deck, I really like white in this set. I would play white every single time, doesn't matter. I like the creatures, and I like the speed that white plays at. I have a tattoo of a white mana symbol on my arm, so you can tell I like white. The fact that we keep getting late Divine Verdicts throughout the draft is pretty telling of where I think other people think the power level of white is. And so that's interesting. I really like green. I think green is probably one of the strongest colors, especially with cards like Deadly Recluse at common. Cards like Sentinel Spider at common, which is just... This card at common, I mean, it makes Giant Spider look like such a terrible, terrible card. And they had Giant Spider in for like 30 years, 24 years or something like that. So there's that. The Prey-Upons are amazing. I always like them. You can get blown out by them. They're obviously not as good as, just say, a Murder. But, I mean, you can make really good use of them. Getting plenty of value. Main decking the Plummet I felt was okay. I didn't feel like it really cost us that much. The Divine Verdicts were obviously really good. The Farseek, I don't know, take it or leave it. I didn't feel like it ramped us to anything. I felt like this deck hit its mana curve and did what it wanted to be doing. We never got, like, you know, turn 1 Arbor Elf, turn 2 3-drop, you know, Crusader, for example, and turn 3 Exalted Creature, smash for 4 kind of thing. We never got crazy like that, so... I mean, maybe in the specific deck we could do that. Tower on the Sky Summoner. So we didn't really get any value, but we did get 2 packs, which is always nice. Thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to leave me comments. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, which I'd really appreciate. And well, keep drafting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.